What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to another Wilson Garage video. So today's video I've actually kind of done twice. The first one, it was boring. It was really boring. We're doing brake lines, and I kind of showed you a little bit of step-by-step, beginning and then the end of each brake line, and I didn't really like that. So what I did in this video, I actually took you through, or we've done all the brake lines, and we took you through the very last brake line to show you how exactly to make it and flare it and what tools I used. So I'm going to show you all the brake lines first, and we'll jump into the how to do the brake lines and the flaring. So as you can see, we have our strange master cylinder, and then we did the brake lines coming out of it, and we're going into the cab, if you can see that, the bulkheads. So on this first line here, I had to actually drill into the strut tower. And you can see we came out and went back in to go into that. I don't really like that little bend in there, but it'll work. So I decided to mount the proportioning valve on the inside, and this proportioning valve will do front in and rear in, and then 2 front outs and then 1 rear out. So as you can see, all the brake lines are pretty much done. Come over here, and those 2 first one are the ones, the 2 that are together are the ones coming in from the master cylinder, and this other one is the out to the driver's front brake. And then over there, very similar thing. So yeah. So on the opposite side, coming out, that little bend on over down to that piece, braided line into the back of the master cylinder, or into the back of the caliper, I'm sorry. Yeah. I'll go this side. So the top one is my front, goes down into that, and same thing. Here's my rear one. So I have this T in here because this line and this line is actually the factory brake lines. So I decided just to reuse them. Be warned, if you are going to do this, there's a coating on this that I had to take off, and it was kind of a pain in the butt, but I think it looks pretty clean. So yeah, that took me a while, probably 4 hours. I don't know. I'm kind of slow, and you really need to take your time. Make sure you get all this stuff done. I did have to redo like 2 or 3 lines anyway, because I messed them up, or I forgot to put my little nut on before flaring it, and then I cut it, and then it was too short. So anyways, we'll jump into how to actually make one of these brake lines, and then you guys can do the same thing. Alright guys, so I have one more brake line to make, and I'm going to bring you along on this one to show you how to make them. This process is very similar to all the other ones, you just, different bends or whatever. So, let's get started. Alright, so you're going to get your metal clothes hanger or wire or whatever. I just had this, I think it's called baling wire or whatever. you're going to use this to kind of map out your bends or and whatever. So unfortunately, how I put this, I'm going to have to cross over this line. It's kind of unfortunate, but I'm going to try and do it as clean as possible. So you just start doing your line. So we're going to have a bend here at 90, probably there. First order, get your length for your actual tubing and your brake line. So I just kind of start here and start working my way with the bends. Right around there. I'll actually give myself a little bit extra, just in case, because it's too short. You can't do it again. Or you can do it again. You have to do it again. Which is no fun. No. That should be our brake line. First order of business, I'm going to put the first flare in it, just so we can have a starting point. And you know, we can keep putting it back on, making sure it fits, whatnot. So this is a pretty simple flaring tool. There's that. I don't remember where I got this, but yeah, I'm sure you could get one off Amazon or whatever. So if this had bends in it, you have to put your little nut on first. Since this doesn't have any bends in it, I'm not going to worry about it, but it is good practice to do that. Pretty much what you do is you put this thing in the tool, and then they have this little piece. This will be a double flare. So they have this little piece here that you're supposed to space. See if I can get it to focus. Probably not. But there's this first lip here is how deep this has to be. So you set it on top like this, and you put your depth, and then you tighten it up. This also comes with this tool. This is for a few things. Tightening it is one. If you don't get this all the way tight, this line can slide through, and then your flare is ruined. So here's your other tool that comes in the kit. So you put your little piece in with the little nipple into the tubing. It's over here. Put it on top. Tighten it up, and then you're going to tighten this all the way till it bottoms out. Release it, remove this piece, not going to need that anymore, and then you're going to use this to put your it's the double flare, so this would be the inverted piece. You're going to want to go until this thing is snug. Boom. There's your double flare. You have one of these pieces. I don't know what to call it. I just call it a nut. Slides on. And then that goes into your brick. And this will go into the proportioning valve, but yep, same difference. So now we can build off of this. So you take your wire that you use to bend all your pieces. And this is going to be our first bend here. And you're just going to line it up as best as possible. I'm going to mark where the bend needs to start. So I like using these for a really tight 90. So this first bend doesn't really matter too much on which way it goes, because then you just go off of that. So we'll just take it and bend you 90. Boom. 90. So I'm going to go fit this into the car, make sure that it is the correct length of 90 here, and then we'll come back. Alright, so that's going to work good for us. It's a good length. It's going to go right underneath the first tubing, or the tubing that's above it. So now we're going to get this, and we have our next bend where we need to go. So just kind of line it up, mark it with the Sharpie. So this tool is what I like to use to do my 45s. So it actually has markings on it to show, you know, where's your 45, where's your 90, whatever. You know, so if you pull it down, we're actually going the wrong way. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip this way, and now it'll be going the correct way once we flip it over. So we just take it and make sure it's somewhat level, and then 45. Go a little bit past because it will spring back a little bit. And boom. That's our next bend. Go from there. So I'll bring you all back when I have pretty much the shape. Alright, so I pretty much got this all bent up. So we need to make one more 90 at the end. But before we do that, I like to put my flair on this. So this is actually going to be an AN double flair. And this is the tool that and there's the tool. So it's a 37-degree double flaring tool. So, of course, what you're going to do is you're going to put it inside your little block. So it comes with these little blocks with an indented side there. Goes in. Now, do not forget your little pieces, because if you don't, or if you do forget it, you're going to be redoing this line. So at that point it'll be too short. So you got your pieces on the end. And put it in here. There's actually this little lever thing that's what keeps everything flat and tight and gives you your depth. Tighten this block up. Same thing. Make sure it's tight, because if it pushes this line out of this block when you're doing it, it's gonna mess it all up. Alright, so you got two different style pieces there. You got one with the nipple on it, and you got one that is the flare end. So your first one you're going to use is this. This is going to put like a bubble flare type piece in it to get it ready for this piece. Slides in here. And you screw it in. It should go inside the line. And close here. And that's hydraulic. So you just pump it up until it stops. Loosen it. There's your first piece. Just take that out, swap it over to this. Push it in, close it up, go till it's tight. Boom. You got your double flare, 37 degree with your AN fitting. So now we're going to put this last 90 in it to go into the bulkhead that's in the firewall. This one's pretty crucial to get correct on where you need to put it for the fitment. But yeah, we're going to get it done. Alright everybody, so there's the lines over there. I don't really like the crossover, but kinda had to do what I had to do. But yeah, so anybody can do it, just take your time. The right tools definitely help. Alright, so that's gonna be a wrap for this video. If you like this video, hit the like button and definitely consider subscribing if you want to see this car going down the track. So we'll keep on trucking on this thing, trying to get it going, and we'll see everybody on the next one.